Last year, we finally saw Samsung doing the right thing with its design. The company made the phones that look premium and expensive. This year, we have the upgraded Galaxies and the S7 Edge is one of them. Will it once again be one of the best smartphones on the market? This is Linus, this is what we're going to find out here. As a matter of fact, I have both the regular S7 and the S7 Edge, and make sure to stay tuned to that TechLine HD for other reviews and comparisons. When it comes to the design, we're looking at the device that has a gorgeous 5.5 inches 2K display. We all know that Samsung have had one of the best screens on the market, and the S7 Edge is no exception. The panel that is covered by the Gorilla Glass is sharp, vibrant, bright, and definitely one of the best on any smartphone. And you will be able to see this great screen even underwater, as the Galaxy S7 Edge is IP68 certified, meaning that it can be used for 30 minutes up to 1.5 meters underwater. Also, it can survive a little bit of dust too. I would say this is a huge advantage over the majority of competition. We have a really cool innovation, the always-on display, and this feature is really neat. Basically what it does, it shows the clock, calendar, and some other useful stuff, and this feature uses a very low amount of energy. To be honest, it took me a few days to get used to it, as I wanted to turn the display off manually, but I really love this feature. As the name implies, the display has edges on both sides and it adds a lot of character to the design. Sometimes it even makes an impression that the display is actually bezel-less. Of course, there is a functional part of those edges. For example, you can create shortcuts to some tasks, quickly access contacts, news, apps, and so on. If you swipe your finger along the edge screen while the display is off, you'll get some other useful info too. On the front, we have a 5-megapixel selfie shooter, notification LED, and other usual stuff. On the bottom, there is a classic Samsung's button layout, nicely backlit capacitive keys, and the physical home button, which also doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Speaking of which, it is very fast and accurate, but I'm disappointed that it does not work straight from the standby mode, meaning that you should press the home or power key first. The backplate is made of another sheet of Gorilla Glass, and the edges of it are also slightly curved. I gotta tell you that those curves make a huge difference in terms of comfort and ergonomics while holding the phone in the hand. The camera has 12 megapixels, which sounds like a downgrade, but we have all sorts of tech going on here. It has a dual pixel tech to assure crazy fast autofocus, and believe me, it is the fastest I've seen. Also, the camera has optical image stabilization, face detection autofocus, and a whopping very bright f1.7 aperture. Next to the camera, we have the LED flash and a heart rate monitor to help you track those exercise routines. The power button, which is on the right, along with the volume keys, which are on the left, are very clicky and tactile. On the bottom, we have the regular parts, the loudspeaker, and neither of them are covered by flaps despite waterproof properties of the phone. On the top, there is a secondary mic and the nano SIM and microSD card tray. Yes, Samsung finally brought a cheap storage expansion option, and you can add up to 200 gigs of local storage. It is quite interesting choice that we don't have the IR Blaster anymore. Well, I've never used it anyway, but it was cool knowing it was there on the Galaxy S6. Overall, the phone looks amazing and I love the design of it. It screams premium and it sits comfortably in the hand despite being a device with 5.5 inches display. However, keep in mind that the glass back attracts fingerprints and smudges very quickly. When it comes to the UI, we have Samsung's TouchWiz, which is built on top of Android 6.0 Marshmallow. If you have used a Samsung device before, you will feel pretty familiar with the user interface. Most importantly, everything is running smoothly most of the times and I didn't have any lags. We have a bit cartoonish looking icons, a lot of quick settings toggles, and what has become usual to the South Korean manufacturer, quite a lot of features and customization options. Just to name a few, you can quickly launch the camera by double-clicking the home button. Also, you can trigger one-handed operation if you click the home button 3 times. There is a pop-up window mode or a split screen feature for those who can't live without multitasking. There are some other features too. Some of them may sound gimmicky, while others are even called experimental. Finally, you can customize your Galaxy device with a variety of different themes, wallpapers, and so on. All in all, the TouchWiz UI runs fast and fluid, and I had a pleasant overall experience. However, it uses around 8 gigs of internal storage, which is too much, I would say. Also, the RAM management is not yet perfect. Seriously, this is a 4 gig RAM phone and there is only 1.2 gigs of RAM free after killing all the background tasks? Hopefully, this is what Samsung is going to fix with the software update soon. Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge has a few hardware modifications, but you can be rest assured that either model will have bleeding edge specifications. My review unit is the EU model and it sports an octa-core Exynos 8890 chip with a clock speeds of up to 2.6 GHz, 4 gigs of RAM, and 32 gigs of expandable storage. If you are wondering what this combo of specs is capable of, all the 3D games just fly. There is no stutter or skipped frames, the graphics look awesome, and the games load amazingly fast. In addition, there is a dedicated Game Tools app that provides some convenient features like the ability to turn off the alerts during the game or record the gameplay. Finally, the phone does not heat up at all even after extensive periods of gaming, and that is thanks to the liquid cooling system. When it comes to multimedia consumption, the sound quality via earphones is near excellent and the volume output is loud. However, the external speaker could be slightly louder and it sounds a little bit muffled. I believe that may be due to its waterproof properties. Once you fire up the camera app, you will be blown away by the blazing fast autofocus speeds in any light. What we have here is typical Samsung, which brings quite a few settings in shooting modes, and you can even download more modes if you wish. One thing I was really disappointed by is that the sensor uses a native 4:3 aspect ratio, meaning that the images will not be full screen if you shoot at the maximum resolution. When it comes to the actual image quality, it is definitely one of the best in class. The daylight pictures look sharp, have lots of detail, the colors look natural, and other aspects like dynamic range and exposure are handled well. It is a similar story with indoor and macro shots, as the camera manages to capture a great amount of detail despite worse lighting conditions. The low-light camera performance is fantastic. It not only focuses very fast but also manages to produce great looking photos. Naturally, there is less detail, but the level of it is still very good. Also, the noise levels are kept to minimum. The only shortcoming is that the auto post-processing leads to a slight yellow tint in some of the pictures. A selfie camera can take pictures up to 5 megapixels and shoot videos at the maximum resolution of QHD. I took quite a few selfies and they seem pretty nice. The front-facing camera takes very good selfies even in low light, and that is thanks to the bright aperture. Both 1080p and 4K videos look stunning. The footage is sharp and very detailed, the optical image stabilization does its job very well, and the videos are one of the best I've seen. All the connectivity options that include Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS are working fine. Also, the signal reception is excellent and the call quality is good. The S7 Edge has a 3600 mAh battery, and I was curious how it performs with the always-on display. I gotta tell you that I was quite impressed with the results. I could get over 5 hours of screen on time while taking lots of pictures, shooting a lot of 4K videos, gaming, browsing the web, and so on. If you need to top up the battery, the phone charges up really fast, and that is thanks to the fast charging feature. Also, there is an embedded wireless charging feature that helps you cut a few wires. So there you have it, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. this is the best Samsung phone ever and definitely one of the best on the market. The design is really flashy, the curved screen with the always-on display feature is fantastic, the UI is running fast, and the phone has one of the best specs currently available that can handle even the most demanding tasks without a sweat or overheating. Also, the S7 Edge has awesome camera, a great battery life, and yeah, this thing is fully waterproof. On the other hand, the glass backplate is a huge fingerprint magnet, the UI takes a lot of storage space and uses lots of RAM, and the current state of software does not support Android 6.0's adaptable storage. Also, the camera uses a native 4:3 aspect ratio and oh boy, this thing is expensive. It costs around $800 US and perhaps not everyone's gonna buy it. All in all, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge is a fantastic phone and it will be one of the best devices out there for months ahead despite having a few shortcomings. Just remember, premium phone comes at a premium price. It was Linus, thanks for watching, make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the channel as a full review of the Galaxy S7, a comparison with the Galaxy S6 Edge and some other videos are coming soon. Also, please like the video, drop me a comment down below and yeah, see you in the next video soon.